us get this ball rolling. Let us get this ball rolling. Let us get it rolling. I think that today we might be able to finish Shigurui. 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 Today. And that's an amazing thought. I've kind of been focused on it. I can't lie. I'm just enjoying reading a cool manga, you know what I mean? It's kind of cheating, but what can I say? It is a good piece. And whoever wants to enjoy it here is fully capable of enjoying it here. I'm pretty sure this is not quite legal, you know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to keep it as transformative as possible. And maybe change a bit of the format, but if any trouble arises from it, we'll adapt to it. But yeah, welcome to Shigurui. I feel like it's not as popular as it deserved to be, clearly, but it's an excellent story. So let's dig back in there. Last chapter, I have to go back here, was when our boy Irakos Sagan came in with the monkey head. Bringing the monkey head as a present for the sick, damn, I always struggle, the sick Fujiki. Because Fujiki is a bit sick, he brought in the monkey head, and apparently that's pretty good for the people. Mia was thinking of killing him, but couldn't, and that is that, you know. And now we're picking up right here with the watermelons. Ichinoji. Kogan Ryu Dojo. Black lines signify flashback. Here, all our boys are here, just way younger. Mr. Ouroboros, if you know, you know. Mr. Beefy, second beefiest nigga here. Mr. Trader, but we don't judge here. And the first one to be gone right here. But they all look younger. And obviously our boy Genosuke Fujiki. Not to confuse with Ganosuke, the Toad Man. And our boy Ushimata here was younger, but still no balls here. But anyway, he goes. This is a summer gift bestowed on us by our Lord. It's an exotic fruit from overseas. Damn. Them niggas ain't got watermelon before? Kogan Sensei says, please help yourselves. And they just, at that time, watermelon was a luxury item. You don't fucking say. Damn. This one niggas realize that I can't make that joke. But this one they really felt black right now. This that blackness. They said, oh, it's not cause they're black, it's cause it's good. The idea of leaving the rind never occurred to the youngsters. Damn, they really enjoyed that bitch. They went can see the juiciness. You can really tell what the author is like, how he's thinking, because watermelon juice doesn't flow like this. But if you eat watermelon, you just know that it is juicy, and that's what he's trying to represent to the marks here. The juices, the juiciness of a watermelon. enjoyed that shit. I'm just happy that they enjoy with such how can I say with such energy the watermelon. And now we back in time. We back to the normal time, I should say. Mio wakes up and finds that Fujiki is not in his bed, but the box is gone. And my boy was having the watermelon action on the monkey head, going crazy on that shit. Like a sick tiger instinctively craving medicinal herbs, the insensate Genosuke devoured his mark of heaven. They call it mark of heaven when they roast the head of a monkey like this. And Mia is happy. She's like, yes, yes, the way he's going at it. That's how he's gonna take care of the boy, Irako Seigen. Um, and this kind of mirrors the recent scene we got of Seigen transforming into the dragon and flying away. Now we're getting the tiger. But it's important to point out that Fujiki is also a dragon, but here she sees him. I guess it changes from people to people on how they perceive one character. Damn, the poor boy walking. Hmm. Smells. She throws something. He throws water at him. In the town, the stunted legs of the beggar child headed towards the rows of samurai estates below the castle. With warrior dashing about on horseback, it was an extremely dangerous place for an outcast. The child's mind, blunted by malnutrition, damn, was drawn to the beautiful white walls of Senpu Castle. This dude always accompanied with his ladies. They're washing the child. This is better than it deserves. Why is Hiroko-sama touching it with his own hands? Well, we can't really hate on this, can we? Hiroko has always shown like this selfish side to him, so this hits different, man. A samurai's garden, a samurai's garden to a commoner, it looks like heaven. It's a kind of sweet called kusamochi. Kusa means grass, by the way. A sticky dumpling made with rice flour and mugwort. This must be green. Don't let it get stuck in your throat. And he's going ham, hiding some in his clothes. Oh no. Ah, he's having flashbacks to his mother and right before he killed her. So disgusting. She eats like a cow. They don't understand. That not smiling and genuine. He can't stand how you guys are acting towards her. It's like you're saying that to her mother. I mean, this is how he acts. I don't know how he's gonna take it. Now I'm kind of confused, because I really felt like he was fully selfish, but he's showing some sort of. Obviously, it's influenced by how he sees the child, sort of like his mother. Just, but there is some help to be done, and he helped. Excuse me, and he helped, and now he sees the happiness that he at which the child is eating the mochi like his mother, and they talking shit, and it has to do with his own origins as a poor young man. I don't know, man. Take her to the Todoza estate. If you give my name, they will look after her. Also, the stench of death is hanging about the hut below the bridge in Tsushima. It's probably her mother or father. Ooh. Out of charity, we should pay for a burial. As you wish. So kind. She looks behind. She smiles. Ah! It's getting dark. And he understands it, man. He understands the struggle. That's the difference between. He doesn't have the samurai spirit, is what I said in multiple of the previous chapters. But at the same time, it frees him to be able to embody something greater that I actually find greater. The freedom was great, but then there was the cowardice or the acts of pure just doing what he wants in secret and playing the samurais for fools that was in play. There are positives and negatives in both ways, honestly, of acting. But then there is this, and this is peak to me. This is probably something that he could be teaching other samurais, and that shows that if he gets to high places, well, something good comes out. Not that this is a political, not that this is a political manga, but it just shows that in the end, we can't really hate that hard on this guy, even though we can't hate that hard on Fujiki. Crazy. And he's back in the woods, hitting that shit raw. Put some incense on there and going at it with his bodyguards. Skla, skla. Yeah, he did not forgive that statement. And I think in some ways, nah, nah, nah. I'll come back to it. Yeah, he did not forgive that statement. Hitting that shit, they happy. He hitting that shit right. Then said, alright, we done. I'm done with you guys. Yarko Sagan was born a samurai. He had set his sight on attaining the rank of samurai. However, those were also the people he hated most in the depth of his heart. Was Sagan aware of this contradiction? Hard to say, man. Because I am despised as a member of the Todoza, I have learned to accept insults. Sagan was not rebuked for killing the two ninjas dispatched by the Suruga domain. A sword unrivaled under heaven. Was it the divine protection of Ichinoji? Unrivaled under heaven. If you know, you know. It was in Musashi, in Vagabond Musashi. So it's It's a statement of strength, a strength beyond love. Genosuke with his hair down looks different. Fujikidano in cries. Damn, he still lost a bit of mass. That's crazy that he can portray that. Even the doctor had given up hope. Thank goodness you recovered. Did you see the Sanzu River? Did you meet Gozu and Mezu? Alright, bro. It was about 13 days since he had awakened from the coma. His five senses have not yet returned completely. His ears. Is that so? Well, he has always been a gentleman of few words. I have found the way to defeat Seigen Hirako, Seigen's sword. He sees a flea and magnificent. With his two fingers, he had killed the flea in midair. The resurrected Fujiki radiated a glow of health, as if all his cells had been replaced. One day at the end of April, the estate of Lord Hyuga, Hanbi Masahisa, martial arts instructor of Suruga Domain, they chilling over there. Just to be certain, you must allow me to inspect your body. Now, this is a callback to literally the first chapters. And this is, I think, the guy who examined him so that he could participate in the fights. He checks the swelling muscles of Fujiki Genosuke's back. I believe I can compensate for the loss of one arm. I am Aiki Kyuzo. I am Ishimura Itetsu. I am Izubuchi Heijiro. I am called Fujiki Genosuke. In this place, you will demonstrate whether or not you possess swordsmanship that is appropriate for our Lord's appreciation. I beg your pardon, Hyuga-sama. Kogan Ryu does not use a referee. I'm afraid your men might be injured. The faces of the three opponents flushed red. Ooh, they got mad. They like, this nigga only got one arm. Surely it was the one-armed swordsman who should be concerned about the outcome of the match. Do not worry. They will use a practice sword called Hikihada. They may strike each other as much as they like without serious injury. See, that's a fake promise. The bamboo wrapped in leather was perforated with holes. This yielding weapon, robbed of its lethality, was an invention of the Yagyu Shinkage-ryu. To the tiger, accustomed to breaking the bones of his opponent with a bokken of evergreen oak, it felt like a toy in his hand. That's the noise he's making. The one who advanced was Heijiro, the heir of the Izubuchi Heibe of the Shinkage-ryu. Wielding the Hiki Hada was his specialty. You come at me one at a time? Question mark. He mad. Gets slammed the fucker on his back. Shit went whipped his shit. You can see the sword just ugh, that's gotta hurt. The son of Ryagyu's leading disciple had not a single mark on his front. Oh no, that's a shame. But like an insect shedding its skin, his back opened. Oh my god! The remaining two silently begging for mercy cast imploring looks at Hyuga Hanbei. Yeah, they were not trying to get that. Hyuga Hanbei apologized for the affront of testing Ginosuke's swordsmanship and treated him to a feast. Fajikidano, I've seen Irago Seigen's skill. He is a demon sword. But yours is the righteous sword, fitting for the divine Tokugawa clan. Man. As they returned home, the cherry blossoms danced about Mie and Genosuke like a snowstorm. Damn, those words hit after all they been through. Those words hit. We should have borrowed an umbrella from Hyuga-sama. Mie-sama. I have been defeated by vengeance. I was unable to protect either the Kogan family estate or the reputation of the Kogan Ryu. However, at least I will protect you, Mie-sama. What storms may come, I will not surrender. She. That's a first. That's a first, right there. Did he shed his bootlicking to the society and his standards so that he can finally actually stand for her instead of standing for the sword attached to her name? I don't know yet. Seems to be the case. This look, and he's looking at me at this time, and she felt it. As the reticent Genosuke uttered this vow, his cheeks flushed pink as the cherry blossoms. He burned with love for her. The words were such that any young person might offer without a trace of sincerity. But the unstained maiden realized this was the most sacred moment of her life. Damn. On that day, for the first time, they walked slowly, side by side, at the same pace. Remember? Do you remember when we realized that Genosuke didn't know how to wait for a woman to walk with her, and now he knows to just walk nice and slow with her? Do you remember? Yeah, I remember. And so it comes back, and he would protect her if she was the one hungry and not the sword, like in the last time. She felt his missing hand touching her fingers and gently held it in her own. The Kakura estate. Ding, 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 ding. So the tiger is reborn. Okay, so he really is reborn. We can assume that Genosuke changed. He just had his character developed. It is good. If I triumph at the tournament, I will be employed by the Suruga domain with its wealth of 550,000 koku. Reminder that 300 koku is enough for. Oh, it's a lot. I don't want to go into details. The tiger will be an unparalleled stepping stone. I may be lame and also blind, but when I challenge the ferocious tiger, no tales of master swordsmen, no matter how famous, will compare to the valor of Seigen. Seigen's sword alone has achieved divine status. He used his blindness and his crippled foot to to the utmost to promote himself. For that reason, the genius swordman intentionally exaggerated his limp. Oh, even dragging his good foot as he walked. However, if his swordsmanship had reached divine status when the light was stolen from him, there was also a swordsman whose left arm had been stolen. Yeah, I need to reread that. If his swordsmanship had reached divine status when the light was stolen for him, there was also a swordsman whose left arm had been stolen, and that means that, listen, if that happened to him while losing his eyes, somebody else reached divine status. It's said without being said. And this is Kogan's blood spread on this sheet, and apparently they're burning it. Sagan did not yet know the tiger was not the tiger of the past. They burning it down. They're really making their story now. He is finally tearing down, like, his status has simply a cog of his system. He was a good samurai of the system. He played by the rules of that system. But I think that coma signifies the death of that old one and the birth of this new one. She lets it go in there. Hotter than the flames was the love that burned in his breast. Yes, now Fujiki, you're fighting for the right. One-eyed dragon. But one-eyed drag these. Okay. The one-eyed dragon, Date Musamune, was an old veteran of the Warring States era. His right eye. Oh, somebody's falling. Wonk. Damn. Was pierced by a broken twig. Shit. There was a tall tale that because it popped out, he ate it. Those are just tales, right? He fell from the tree. Shit poked his eye. It fell out. He said, "Alright, fuck it, man." Although past his prime, his monstrous nature had not abated in the slightest. On one occasion at his estate in Edo, Masamune received an invitation to Hidetada's place. The shogun desires the famous sword you have in your possession, Shinogi Toshiro Yoshimitsu. The day before the audience, Hidetada's most trusted advisor delivered this message, as was the customary practice. Shinogitsu Yushiro Yoshimitsu had been bequeathed to him by the late Toyotomi Hideyoshi. It was an appropriate treasure to present to the Tokugawa clan. I, the vassal Masamune, shall decide what gift to offer to the shogun. What the shogun demands this like a child. That the shogun demands this like a child is beneath the dignity of the Tokugawa clan. Damn, this nigga straight up disrespectful. Huh? This perhaps an even more shocking anecdote than that he had eaten his own eyeball. Yeah, it definitely is. Said to the shogun, "Fuck out of here. Why would I give you my sword?" According to the Dainagon's secret records, 1 year before the imperial tournament fought with real blades, the semi-retired Sendai Shunagon Date Musamune visited Sumpu on his way to the capital. It was recorded that he had an audience with Tokugawa Tadanaga. After the official interview, In the Sotetsu room in the northwest corner of the inner citadel, they had a secret meeting. Tadanaga, Furagadaima Tokugawa Tadagana, Sendai Shunago, Date Musamune, Date Oyaji sama. You appear to be quite well. You're looking splendid as well, Dainagon sama. Dainagon Dono. The monkeys of Mount Akiba are strangely quiet today. They must be frightened by the glare of the dragon's eye, by the glare of the one-eyed dragon. Not at all. I'm surprised how much you resemble toward Lord Nobunaga Dainagon-sama. Nobunaga was Tadanaga's grand uncle. Damn. We're talking about Oda Nobunaga. At this time, Oyaji-sama, Senpu is swarming with unemployed ronin. Nearly every day they come here merely to sell themselves in hopes of receiving a stipend. Oh! Masamune looked as if he were hearing this for the first time. As a man of the world, he certainly knew about the ronin problem. He had to guard against careless litrons. After the Genna era, in order to secure the Tokugawa shogunate, 17 daimyo families worth 3,500,000 koku were abolished or discontinued. As a result, the number of ronin reached 220,000. To make reference to them was tantamount to inciting treason against the shogunate. There are so many questions. There are so many requesting positions. There isn't even time to interview them all. On a suitable day, we will ascertain their martial arts skill, and perhaps employ those that have proved their might. Mm. So, to put it sort of kind of simply, if I'm understanding this kind of sort of correctly, uh, obviously the fact that these 220,000 Ronin are just in the loose and that they are in this city is already sort of a bad sign for the shogunate that this might be the preparation for an uprising, and he doesn't want to mention it. As mentioning it, it feels like he knows, and he's sort of like working in the plans for the uprising to happen or something of along those lines. You know? You mean an imperial tournament? What a good idea. They are to use real swords. And he said, huh? And so, Oyaji-sama, will you also compete? I shall invite all the members of the mighty Date clan to enter the competition. I would like them to serve as a model for the others. The heart of Masamune, the one-eyed dragon, pounded. Pongo, pongo, pongo. Not only was he sitting face to face with one of such high rank as the Suruga Dainagon, but this was no mere small talk about an imperial tournament. A suitable day must mean the anniversary of Hidetata Sama's death, and a tournament with real swords indicates that Sumpo will lead an uprising against Iemitsu. He's really trying to take the throne. He must be asking if I will pledge the army of Sendai of 620,000 koku. Damn. In Masamune's eyes, Tadanaga's face became overlaid with that of the demon king Nobunaga. He is not Nobunaga, my man. And he's imagining it. Oda Nobunaga, in the warrior state spirit, his wild spirit had been wholly clamped down by the Hideyoshi and Ieyasu. Like a spark, those buried dreams smoldered in Masamune's breast. I I guess Masamune is actually kinda excited by this. Well, Dainagon Dono. We have lately received in Sendai practice sword called Hikihaba from Edo. From Edo. Oh, Tadamune and his followers devote themselves to practicing with it. I wonder if there is even one amongst them who knows how to handle a real sword. Oh, full on disrespect. You are too modest. However, I, Masamune alone, shall not stand to participate as a lone ronin. You may say I am old, but this arm, damn. It was made of wood. Yeah, because it's kinda illegal to pull out a sword in the presence of, even in the castle overall. This was clear proof of Masamune's current condition. And there he go dragging the ladies. And there he go throwing the ladies. Damn, tree! The day of the audience with the Sendai Shonagon, it is recorded that 3 attendants were executed. Furthermore, in the same month, replies came from the Shimazu clan and the Kuruda clan that they would not participate in the tournament with real swords. The Maeda Shonagon is also a surprising coward. Murishu Shodono as well is consumed with terror of the shogun in his heart and soul. While listening to the reports of his secret agent who had been sent to Edo, the spoiled child's eyes held an abnormal, dreadful look. In this state, even if he did not foment a great uprising, his life was in danger. In order to calm the Lord's bloodlust, we must give him a feast of blood. They called on those members of the clan who already had long-standing grudges between them, as well as those who were suspected of secretly attempting to carry out vengeance killings, and bringing them all together chose the combatants for the tournament from among them. Shit. The 20 swordsmen who entered the Imperial tournament would be sacrificed to calm the violent passions of the Demon King. Genosuke, the homie over here, why would you be fighting? And this dude, I think, is the spearman. And our boy Irako Sagan, and a couple more. Also, there's supposed to be, I think, the lady that he loves so much. Man, look how handsome Genosuke is, man. Audience. 6th year of Kane. September 20th. You have been invited to an audience with his lordship. Prepare yourself appropriately. Thus ordered by the Suruga domain, and having been granted money to cover the preparations and a pass to the castle, Fujiki Genosuke ordered ceremonial robes. You look splendid. He does. Damn! He touched her cheek. That's a new height. Oh! The Katajinu suits you. The tiger is finely arrayed. Sasahara-sama, we have heard that the Suruga Dainagon is exceedingly ferocious. I'm just a country bumpkin. I would appreciate your advice. Is that so? You flatter me, Fujikidono. Do not be anxious. It is a worthy man who is aware of his shortcomings. In reality, in Tadanaga's temper was like a natural disaster. There were times when anything could set him off, and there were no ways of controlling him. The day of the audience, Shuzaburo accompanied Gennosuke on a tour around the inner citadel. Sunpa Castle was twice taken by our late Lord Ieyasu. Beautiful, isn't it? I wish I could show this to my elder brother apprentice. Damn, Ushimata. You have brother apprentices? Yes, he used to. Do you plan to end your life with those baby tigers? Do you think Koganryu has a future? Damn, he's remembering. It does. It does have a future. No way. Yeah. The face off after so much time, after so many chapters. The eyes of the swordsman leaning on a cane were shut even more tightly than before. The eyes of the one-armed swordsman were cast down to the stone steps. Imagine fighting to the death with somebody, right? No. Okay, scratch that. Imagine living with somebody for so long, has a rival, but also has a brother in arm in a school. Then he kills your master. Then you go for revenge. Then you try to take your revenge. Then he cuts your arm. Then you had like that crazy battle and emotional battle and all. And you are sharing stairs. And it's all supposed to be normal, casual, cool. Like there's so much history. You know, under this calm air, there is so much history. That's just, you know what I mean? That's like so much tension, so much electricity right here. But yeah, that's crazy. And you just walk past each other, and you just know to walk past each other till the day to come. Damn, turns on. See what I mean? He decided the next time he saw him, he would kill him. Yeah, look at this. To the point he is bleeding. Suddenly, black clouds covered the sky. It started to rain. Yeah, it's because of all that tension, bro. I'm not talking about blue balls. This is straight up purple balls. This is black balls. But the audience was not held indoors. Bro, this nigga Tadanaga is crazy. Genosuke. This dude. Our Lord will arrive presently. You must bow down while awaiting him. Zanami Kanzaemon. Perhaps an hour passed. Isoda Kinu, about the time the swordsman began to feel the cold, the Suruga Dainagon appeared. This motherfucker. My lord, the people waiting in the garden. The coming September 24th. These are the men who will compete in the tournament. Turns around, looks. Hirako again. This lady. Genosuke they expected Tadanaga would only glance at them as he passed by, but he stopped and stared at the swordsman. The Karo, Saegusa, heaved heaved a sign of relief. These swordsmen we have guarded so carefully, they alone will be asked to offer their lives, so that our Lord's warrior spirit may be appeased. Nothing's gonna appease that dude, man. He goes out on the rain. The Suruga Dainagon stepped down into the garden. Until they received the order to lift their heads, they had to continue bowing down. Bruh. Well, there goes this nigga's life. He just stabbed him right in the throat. I'm sorry, is this the dude of the Sumpu? I'm gonna need to go back because is this my homie here? No, I need to verify because no, it doesn't seem to be. Ah, my lord! Suddenly, the stench of blood reached reached their noses. Someone must have been killed. However, as long as they were bowing down, they could not see what was happening. Damn, blood came to his face. Yeah, this is our dude. Is this Teuchi? Our Lord has committed Teuchi, a practice of a feudal lord personally executing a vassal who had insulted or betrayed him. Why? What for? He goes, is that all? This nigga, bruh. From the start, the Imperial tournament using real swords was a part of his ambition to seize the realm. Within Tadanaga's fantasy, when he toppled the shogun in Edo, 100,000 warriors would bow before him. This nigga. Because he only has 20. This day, the first blood of the Imperial tournament was shed. In his mind, Mia, I guess he wants to live. Damn. Okay. Irako Seigen Dono. Double cheeked up, stabbing each other. Instant. They're running. The day of the audience, Genosuke and Shuzaburo hurried home without umbrellas. We're back! Master, welcome home. Fuchiki-sama, how we're really soaked. Casually just witnessed a dude getting killed for no reason. His new ceremonial robes were covered with mud. Look at that, man. He did not seem like a warrior who had tripped and fallen in the mud. I mean, that he can't have. But like a survivor from a battlefield. Meanwhile, Sagan. Welcome home. Ooh. Something woke up in him. He hella mad. It was truly pleasant audience. It was a truly pleasant audience. Your buff is prepared. If it was, he wouldn't do this. He wouldn't say that. Throw it away. Damn, he threw away his suit. He went in the water. The madness of the Surga Dainagon has gone too far. For all that he is the Shogun's younger brother, the Imperial Court will not allow this to continue indefinitely. Damn. Kanaoka, is this truly a sword unrivaled in the heaven? Segendono, there can be no mistake. There is no future for Suruga's 550,000 koku. Conversely, it is favorable for you, my lord. What do you mean? The inns around Sumpu are all filled to the rafters with lodges. The tenants are all daimyo of clans from other provinces, hosted by Lord Tadanaga. Oh, so they may attend the tournament on September 24th. So even if Tadanaga does go down after the craziness he's about to do, maybe another lord might take you in. The fame of your sword will spread throughout the realm in a single day. At worst, if the Dainagon's line is destroyed, your fame will remain intact. I can't believe you guys are talking casually about this. This could get you killed in either Owari or Kishu. The path to whatever employment you desire will be open to you. The Tokugawa clan in Owari, the Tokugawa clan in Kishu, both far exceeded the status of the Sumpa castle. Edo, I will use the Suruga Dainagon as a stepping stone for ascent to Edo. When the blind dragon was reminded of the scenery of Edo, controlled by Shogun Iemitsu, even Iku, who had never visited Edo, saw in her mind's eye the exact same scene as Sagan recalled. What is the best for getting out the mud stains, Fujiki-sensei? Ah, that's the other student. Ah, no, that's the student with the cut off fingers. Oh man. He's washing himself. He even looks a bit more like Irago Sagan when you look at him. Yeah, but he remembers that. The swordsman whose life had been suddenly cut short at the audience. Just like Genosuke, he too surely had opponents to fight and a house to protect. Damn. Our boy has grown. He just has grown. He's crying for him. Has grown empathetic, but he also has grown to care for his life, I think. Because the image of Mia was what ran through his head. His own existence was fleeting and might fly away in an instant. When he realized that, it occurred to Genosuke that even if the mud could be cleansed from his robe, the bloodstains would not wash away. Damn. Damn. Please kill him. On that night, I will become your wife. She. Edo. 23rd September. And I think it's on the 24th, right? Shizakura. In a room in the inner citadel of Shioda Castle, 3 high-ranking officials of the Tokugawa shogunate sat in a triangle. Lady Kasuga, Shogun Iemitsu's former nurse, now in charge of the ladies' chamber. Sakai Tadayo, Lord of Uta, the daimyo of Umayabashi in Kozuke province, worth 122,000 koku, and counselor to the young shogun Iemitsu. Damn, he don't have a lot of koku. Doi Toshikatsu, Lord of Oi, the daimyo of Koga in Shimusa province, worth 132,000 koku, and the most influential man in the Tokugawa shogunate. Somehow, measures must be taken. Just what is Shikugo doing? Shikugo was Lord Asakura Shikugo, the head counselor who had been taken from the shogunate by the Suruga Dainagon. There is no reason for panic. A bit of violence is common among the young. Yahahaha. His corpulent body shaking with the laughter. Toshikatsu resembled Iemitsu's grandfather Ieyasu, because Toshikatsu's mother had served Ieyasu. There was a rumor that he was Ieyasu's illegitimate son. My lord of Oi, I hear tell that you have been secretly exchanging letters with the Dainagon. Is this true? Chak, my lord of Oi, even among our fellow daimyo, a private correspondence with the Dainagon is an extremely delicate matter. I suppose we have spoiled Prince Kunichio. Toshikatsu, feared by 300 lords, was conspiring with Tokugawa Tadanaga. Oh no! State of Doi, Lord of Oi. I have cancelled insurrection to the Suruga Dainagon. I know. Seated before Toshikatsu was Yagyu Munenori, Lord of Tajima. I swear, bro, these names and this status. In his youth, with the thrust of a single blade, he had become Shogun Iemitsu's sword instructor. A clever, capable man, he had risen to the position of political advisor, because he recommended many of his disciples as instructors to the daimyo in every province, giving him a steady source of inside information about the circumstances of each clan. If it were to be known that Doi-sama, to whom the Tokugawa clan owes a heavy obligation, is an ally of the Dainagon, those who are secretly plotting treason against the shogun would hasten to join Suruga. We have been too permissive to Prince Kunichio. It's Tadanaga. Toshikatsu was doing his utmost to lead the Tokugawa shogunate. Shogun Iemitsu's younger brother, Tokugawa Tadanaga, had become too great a problem. He had become a cause of great disorder in the realm. Toshikatsu was using Tadanaga as a means to exterminate this source of unrest in one blow. Tomorrow there will be a tournament held at Senpu. The Shizakura are blooming. She as in death. And we're back in Sumpu Castle, Okakura Estate. Another bath. Is that so? Fujiki was abandoned by his parents as a child. Damn, he didn't know his past. Iku told her. Damn, now he remembers. So the whole misunderstanding is dying in front of his eyes right now. When he told him what what he told him here, and he told him what he told him then. Now he knows what he told him then. Hirako-sama, the person from the Todoza insists on speaking with you. Oh, you got the blind homies. Um, I beg your pardon for troubling you at night. Is that Sutanoishi? You remember me? A poor wretch like me. Thank you, sir. Why are you here? Sir, there's something I must tell you. I must... Hiroko-sama, you are a lantern. You are the first to bring light to our hearts, where even the sun refuses to shine. Damn. This is what he means to the blind community, but by Kengyo. Thank you, sir. Raise your head. I said raise it. Damn. He is becoming the samurai that he wished he had met. We are the same. Yep, you and I. Whether samurai or nighthawk, the Suruga Dainagon, or member of the Todoza, it makes no difference. My sword is the proof. His words rang from the very depth of his soul, surprised even Sagan himself. Makes him like him even more. He had not reason in the world merely in order to satisfy his ambition, but in order to repudiate an hierarchical hierarchical society and the fixed class system. There you go. And there goes the selfishness I appointed to his actions. Going the fuck away. He truly is the rebel me I was looking for. Through this. Although he was gonna use her, he now represents more than that. It's not just selfish. Damn. My two boys are growing, bro. They are growing too fast, man. He's becoming more, how can I say this, more righteous, more stable righteous, sort of like Genosuke. Not like the obeying part of Genosuke, but the fully dedicated part of Genosuke is what he's sort of becoming here. While Genosuke is getting to the feeling part of Irako Seigen. That's how I see it. That's how what I feel right now. Man, my boys are growing, man. And we are brought back to the shell. Dragon Gate. September 24th. This today. All the calm. All the fucking calm. Everybody prepare the shit. Compared to her father's house of 300 koku, the cottage on Sasahara Estate was smaller than a closet. But the maiden felt that she had something far more precious that could not be brought by any person, no matter how grand. Damn. His student is stressing the fuck out. Even without the fingers, he's apparently able to make the shoes. I'm actually glad he accepted him as a student. The disciples of Okakura say that Iroko Seigen is not a man but a demon, and that his blade has fearsome sorcery. Fujiki-sensei, you're not afraid? I want to cut him down, so I will do so. That's all. Hey, man, oh man. Fujiki Genosuke Dono, we are here to convey you to the castle. You honor me. I am much obliged. The vassal invited him into the King, but Genosuke politely declined. Damn, he's not getting in there. I prefer to walk to the castle on my own feet, so that I may enjoy the scent of the wind and the trees. And yeah, Genosuke had expressed exactly what the maiden herself had been feeling in her heart. As you wish, sir. Ahead of him was the imperial tournament from which there might be no return. The servants sent to accompany him allowed him go on ahead as he preferred. What a beautiful couple. The vassal, Tejima Shinbe, signed. The beauty of those who live with intention far exceeds those who merely exist. Damn. The previous night, come with me, Sasahara, Shizaburo. The maiden and the swordsman were led to a certain room within the estate. There are fish in there. It's a painting. They did not know how it had been painted. It was a hanging scroll of shining carp. This matted pair of a black carp and a red carp are swimming upstream in a distant yellow river to cross the rapids called the Dragon Gate. Through the rushing stream that pummels them to their very bones, a pair of carp swim with their hearts as one. When they have passed over the Dragon Gate, the two carp will transform into a single dragon and ascend to the heaven. They are just like the two of you. The maiden and the swordsman blushed. Ah, so there is a promise of these two young people had exchanged a sacred vow that on the night of victory at the imperial tournament they would join together. And this dude didn't even know it, so it's kinda interesting that he points it out. They would finally live if he wins. Maybe you should right now, man. I don't know. The 22 participating swordsmen were divided into 11 rounds. With the flags displayed, the garden where the participants awaited their turn looked just like a battleground. Damn. The plain white cotton partitions allotted to each participant might have been mistaken for a place of execution by harakiri. Yeah. The swordsmen were divided into east and west and placed in the eastern and western garden so that they might be spared facing their opponents before the match. The first round of the morning program began at the hour of the snake. And if I remember correctly, they are the first ones to go. Shingo carried a changey of clothes. The steward of the Sasahara estate bore a bucket of water to prevent the introduction of foreign substances by enemies. The young couple were like the carp before the dragon gate. I don't know, man. Are they gonna get what they desire so much? The eastern gate of Sumpu Castle. It was not that they were born to fight. They were born to be bound together by this fight. That is indeed true. That is indeed true. Let me verify a little psalm here. A little psalm. Little some strange, some interesting. I don't see nothing. I see none. Before the jaws of death. Man. And it's exciting, but the tension is this day. The Suruga Dainagon was inebriated. He was drunk. Like a child, his jaw hung slack, and his gaze was fixed on an empty space. His appearance was altogether extraordinary. If in one's heart he follows the path of sincerity. Is it Irako? Oh, he's singing. Though he does not pray, will not the gods protect him? That song is thematically accurate to him, man. Fuck. Now this, you see all this? Now this truly brings me back. This truly brings me back to the first chapters. Irako, because he did give Irako a bottle of water after they just killed the twins. Perhaps on account of his heightened senses before the tournament, suddenly Genosuke perceived the true essence of his arch enemy. Damn. Hirako Seigen was disgusted at being by others ordered to commit murder. Ah, she understands him a bit better. Yeah. He smiles a bit. Genosuke even felt some respect that his enemy resisted manipulation by anyone. Young sensei. Damn, he's imagining his team. First, you must force Seigen to raise his blade upward. Little kid, little jit, understand. No, I'm surprised he's thinking of little something Nosuke. I can't remember, I'm sorry. The site of a battleground is called the Jaws of Death, but for the disciples of the Kogan Ryu, it is their dwelling place. Those who trembled in fear before the Jaws of Death were, conversely, the daimyo. What? The daimyo invited by Tadanaga. Is not this exhibition against the law? This is going too far, even for the shogun's brother. Yeah, this boy don't care. They all look chill. If the garden of Sanpo are to be desecrated, then I will bloody myself to satisfy your spirit of rebellion against the shogunate. Yep, we remember the suicide, literally the first page. If Tadanaga was under suspicion of rebellion, the shogunate's inquiry would include those who attended this event. Kato Tadahiro, Lord of Higo, one of the daimyo who attended the tournament in person, would later have his domain seized. She, when the war drums sounded, indicating Tadanoga's entrance, the expressions on the faces of the vassals went blank as mannequins. May fortune be with you. Ooh, we're reliving a couple of chapters right now. And this is when she had her vision. Is there something amiss? Yeah, don't know. I had a vision. I saw you emerging victorious from this duel. She lies. The time has come. Drink some of that sake. I'm not going anywhere. As though he were drinking up the maiden's unease, the swordsman drained the cup. And he runs forward from the west. From the west! Fujiganosuke! He gets in there. Motherfuckers comment about the missing arm. The gaze of the spectators fell on the one-armed swordsman. He's deficient. He's inferior. Anyone would see him in that way. The same way his parents looked at him when he was a child. However, that above all drove him to mercilessly destroy his opponent. That was why he had grown into a demon on the field. From the east, Irakosagan. From the east, Irakosagan. We see the boy get in there slowly, accompanied by Iku. Damn. But when this popped up in the first chapter, you had no idea what this was. How crazy is that? They look at him. Huh? Kinosuke still did not turn to look at his arch enemy. The sound of his dragging foot foretold ever more highly developed swordsmanship. He seethed with emotion, his nerves strained to the breaking point. I understand that. Fujiki Genosuke, Hirako say again, both of you shall not hold back. Do not hesitate to use your swords, to use your skills to the utmost to satisfy our Lord. Damn, and they say, okay. At last, Genosuke beheld Seigen. As everything in this world is but a sham. Death is the only sincerity. Whoo-wee. Before we go forward, it is absolutely necessary to go a bit over, man, I hope I'm not forgetting it. I think I'm forgetting it. Ah, fuck, I forgot it. It was an absolutely important thematical question about the whole thing, but yeah, I think it was about simply the fact that at first it appears as a simple old tournament, you know, a simple old tournament opposing two opponents. And we might have seen it simply as a fight of the samurais and the honor of a samurai and whatever samurai against samurai, and simply see it as a fight for action. You know what I mean? Like has a hype fight, and it is if you want to make it that. But then we got into their stories, and we went into their stories. We've been going through their stories from way back to now, and we've seen their evolution. We've seen who they are now and what they're all about now. You know what I mean? And it's a completely different ball game now. It's hella different. Now we know them so much, and literally you can hear me say that I fuck with them both. You know what I mean? They both have their little what do you say? Their little defaults and everything. They are not perfect, but they can be so good, and there was just a chance for them to understand each other. But I've really fuck with them, man. I really fuck with them. Now the fight isn't what it was. Now it really is simply a sad moment where we know that one of these two is going to die, if not both of them. Even though we fuck with both of them, I fuck with Sagan, man. I fuck with Genosuke too, but bruh. This is a deciding factor, man. White blade. Damn, they said white blade. They don't like the original blade or something. Blade the Vampire Slayer. If I remember correctly. Yeah, he pulls out his sword with his neck, and he is the first one to pull out the sword. And so he pulls it out. Sagan slowly pulls it out. And first things first, Sagan goes into his position, his deciding position. Damn, but Sagan does realize now that Genosuke kind of is who he is too, you know? His sword brought him to these heights. He wasn't shit, quote unquote, in the system either. their hearts waving, their hearts having been joined together in the storm of cherry blossoms. Genosuke must have known who it was that dwelt in the maiden's breast. Ooh, yep, that's what I was saying. Please kill him. And that Mia had suppressed the evil spirit lurking in the depths of her heart in order to exchange that eternal vow. Yep. Fujiki Genosuke now drew the demon sword of fate. Yep, it was love. I said it. I fucking knew it. She still liked him. Fujiki Genosuke drew the demon sword of fate. Both of them ready. Both are. He goes for his technique. Shack in between his toes, holding it with his toes. Ah, that's it. But he sees the chest of a woman again. Oh, and they open up to be eyes. Okay. And he sees himself getting sliced from bottom up. You monster. Yes, that form. But the form is less like crazy formula from the first chapters when he appeared. He was really bending his body up and down in those chapters. Now it's kind of toned down here. All who were gathered in that place were mesmerized by Sagan's bizarre stance. Even Tadanaga, the Suruga Dainagon, this power of attraction itself was a part of Sagan's deadly technique. I mean, Genosuke can't even use his own technique. The Nagareboshi that he learned, in the end, now the technique is inaccessible to him. The sun in his eyes. The sun is in his eyes. Oh, in Genosuke's eyes. Fuck. Some movement. He's moving. He's changing place. A side attack. Sagan changed it. Replacing himself. Genosuke like, oh, damn. The samurai beheld the tournament with bated breath. The stillness, even greater than during their vengeance match, sharpened the senses of the blind dragon. Oh, he on that alright. Again, for some reason now I'm thinking of another parallel. Sagan lost his eyes, his touch with the material world. You know? Anyway, no. I'll call back to it after. He has the position position that Mia had. Is he gonna throw the sword? He did in one of these times, so. Subazemari. If we remember correctly, that's the technique when we push against each other. They go into Subazemari. Oh, he's using that technique. The fallen sword technique. It's the sword flying at Iku. She closed her eyes in stress. He lets go of his sword. Oh no, he missed. Oh no, you missed. And he pulls out the other sword. Fuck. Damn. They clash, which is rare. And that means Subazemari. They get into Subazemari. Press against press. Damn. Memories coming back. The first meeting. Check, check. Don't let him grab your hands. What's this edge? Ooh! He broke his sword. He broke it. He broke Sagan's sword and just and I would love to say this is not a deadly wound, but it is. You can see the fucking ribs. See, now you can literally see the fucking ribs. Genosuke Subazemari cleft Sagan's breastbone and split his heart like a gourd. Fuck. It was not even a long fight, man. Embrace. He just holds him. Damn. See, this time there is no technique. There is no long. The second Subazemari reached all the way to his spine. Fuck. Nothing fancy here. Just. Saying summer, man. Yeah, losing the goat. He takes it out. Yeah, this is not even action, bro. This is just sadness. I wouldn't like it either way. What the fuck? Since that summer day they met, had there been a day when Genosuke did not think of Sagan? Damn. his tears. Hiroko. And the moment of Genosuke's victory, the evil spirit lurking in the depths of Mie's heart vanished without a trace. At this point, he just did it for Mie. Ah, the goat died, man. It's not entertainment. This is just sad. The one-armed swordsman had flung away his sword, unable to support its weight. Yeah, they don't understand the technique. While the blind swordsman, as expected, had failed to strike his opponent. Yeah, it doesn't look like a spectacle. They don't understand because they were not here. They did not see the story from the beginning. They just fucking, oh my god, bro. Obviously, obviously that's how they see it. They don't know what strategy happened. They don't know the secret behind the techniques. Thus was the heroic match of secret swords techniques recorded in the secret annals of the Dainagon. Ah, he had been dazzled because of the dazzling brightness. He hadn't. He had to kill him. Damn. All who encountered Sagan had had their hearts stolen by that brightness. That envy had turned to malice. Had not the beautiful swordsman's two eyes been slashed? Damn, she killed herself. Iku, oh my god, bro. No! Following Sagan, the Busatsu took her own life as well. And she said, fuck it, I'm going with you. Iku is truly a ride or die, so that's not even a surprise. Ah, but yeah, they say his eyes were dazzling if they were not slashed. But Tanadaga knows, he should know. I mean, this nigga is not even here for this. He just, oh no. If you tell me this nigga just said kill Getnosuke because this was not a spectacle, I'm about to snap. He says, Fujiki Getnosuke, how admirably you have brought down Seigen. Hmm. Seigen, a mere member of the Todoza, had effrontery to sully the sacred dueling ground. For that reason, our Lord has already decided to subject him to Teuchi before long. Cut off his head immediately and stick it on a pike. No, don't do what? It doesn't feel like doing that. Genosuke could hardly believe his ears. Such an insult to Irako Seigen was unwarranted. Yeah. He's a fucking warrior. It was pride for Genosuke. Irako Seigen was pride itself. Don't show me his face, man, to be disrespected like that. He says some other bullshit. Fujiki Genosuke, It is the way of the samurai to take the head of a defeated enemy on the battleground. Do not hesitate. He says that while he's sweating. If you are a samurai, you must carry out the duty of a samurai. I can't even do it with hype, bro. Disgusting, bro. Samurai? The fuck are you talking about, right? Right, my guy? Don't care about that duty shit. Get the fuck out of here. Damn. Saigusa, Lord of Izu, continued shouting, but Genosuke did not attend. That's what I'm saying. Now he's not Kog. That word, samurai, alone reverberated through his body. Damn, he's gonna do it. No, man. If one aims at the juncture between the base of the skull and the spine, decapitation is not that difficult. But Genosuke could muster no more strength than a baby. He grew pale and trembled with the strain. He could only hack with his sword as if he were sawing wood. He felt nauseated, as if his own cells, one after another, were being annihilated. But this, yeah, right? He's having that same memory of holding me down. Nah, bruh. Ah, but he did it. No! My goat's head, man. Nah. He says, I approve. Fujiki Inosuke, for this splendid action, you have received words of thanks for our Lord. As a sign of his exceptional approval, you shall be given employment in the Sumpu Castle. This great depth will by no means be forgotten. From this day forward, you must offer your life to our Lord. Oh my God, bro. Ooh, vomit. Prostrating himself, Genosuke vomited. Damn, he had all the fucking respect for Sagan. This what you do to him? Blooded. Departing the tournament grounds, Genosuke looked like a different person from when he entered. All had been stolen from him. All that remained was the pledge with the maiden. No! No! Yeah! She ended herself? She ended it herself? Nah, Mie-sama. Mimi wo Sakanagare. Oh my God. Oh my. I was like, yeah, but he has to do it this time because, because he gotta go to Mia. Mia did not let that slide, bro. He did not let that slide. Stop fucking with me, man. Mumio Sakanagare. Chapter the end. And here we get a bit of a Backstory: I first encountered Nanjo Norio's novel in my late teens. Although he wrote tales of samurai in the Warring States period, the raw emotion in his work are clearly informed by his vivid recollection of the tragic events of the Pacific War. Still recent at the time of writing, it was evident to me that his use of violent, bloody words like torture, decapitation, crucifixion had a basis in reality of his brutal experience in mainland Asia. During the war, a student of history, Nanjo Norio stated most of Japan's history is written from the perspective of its rulers. Even though there were commoners who desperately resisted, those who were able to oppress them the most completely are praised as excellent politicians. His novels encouraged us to think about those who have been entirely forgotten and might be thought of as part of the struggle to restore the dignity of the oppressed. In early summer 2002, my editor and I met with Mr. Nanjo in order to obtain the permission to use Surugajo Gozenjai for my adaptation. I felt nervous and excited and uneasy. I was certainly very pleased to tell him how much his work had fascinated me. At the same time, however, I realized how arrogant I was to tell him that in creating a graphic adaptation, I intended to change the title and significantly alter the work that he had already polished. Not to mention that I also intended to make the first match the whole of the story, and that it would be carried in a magazine that had just published its first issue and was still struggling to become established in the marketplace. In the end, my fears were unfounded. It was perhaps less than that I managed to communicate to him my sincere passion for Sorugajo Gozenjai, and that he indulged me in everything because I was so young. The age difference between us was more than half a century. Damn. And he had never directed. His keen insight as an author to such a novice. You know nothing of hardship. His smiling face seemed to say, apologizing all the while I drank my fill of carbonated beverages provided by the maestro. When chapter 1 of the new serial Shigurui was completed, once again I brazenly called on Mr. Nanjo and asked him to pose for a photograph that could be used in the collected volume. I knelt formally on the floor beside the great man, seated deeply in his chair, but he clapped me on the shoulder and invited me to sit closer. Those are my thoughts on Nanjo Norio. Okay, so that's why he only adapted one part of it. Hold on, give me a second. I have to say, man, this was a sad fucking ending. This was one hell of a sad ending, man. This was crazily sad. Ugh. Damn. That means the author died about the same year as the first chapter was published, I think. Man, this is actually really interesting for this to be the final page. No? Ah, left me on a. I knew the ending couldn't be good, bro. Not not good in that way. I knew it couldn't be happy. You know what I mean? But this dirt, damn. But honestly, it was all here. He cut off the head. He decided to do it. And this scene right here was right here. This scene right here was the affirmative, the cog that Mia was talking about. She sees it. She said, "Nah." The reason Irako stole her heart, bro, was because this is not something he would do. Apparently, or at least in her eyes. And well, he did it. He cut it off as a samurai, quote unquote, and he went back to his old self in some ways. And it was even stated, man, samurai. That was the trigger word. He tried to follow a code. I mean, don't get me wrong. He wouldn't if he didn't do it. All I see is death. He probably would have gotten killed, and they wouldn't be cheek clapping anyway. But this is not how she wanted it either. Fuck, Shigurui. Well, that was Shigurui. I mean, I gave my thoughts as it was happening, to be honest. So I don't think I'm gonna have many videos to make about it. I feel like this is one of those I just keep to myself, and but if it comes to me, it comes to me. You know what I mean? But yeah, crazy story, man. It was amazing. The ending is good. It's a good ending. It's just a hell of a sad ending. Didn't turn out happy at all. For Mia, for Iku, for oh my god, bro. Say again. Obviously, beyond this, I don't think Fujiki would stay alive. You know what I mean? I don't think there is much else to for him after this. I think that he's gonna go ahead and follow him, but yeah, fuck. You know it's good when it has this impact on you. You know, and this was a recommendation by the goat himself, Yoshihiro Togashi. And it's kind of interesting. So we got all these chapters about Mr. Toad and lady fucking I don't know what, and obviously they how can I say it? They're probably gonna have their duel in due time, and there are a bunch of other duels, and that's probably more in the books. But but man, man, oh man, yeah, I might have to read the rest of Shiguryu, man. Honestly, if I'm gonna read it, I have to read like reread it from the first to the last chapter first. Well, the first volume about this duel about Seigen Hirako and Mr. Is this a Fujigi here? Man, I mean the duel wasn't even a duel, bro. That was the point. At that point, it was no duel. It was just a sad moment, and it went down and fuck. Well, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to get the ending down. I started the whole thing here, so had to see it through, and we saw it through. Cool, cool, cool. Man, shit. Anyway, I gotta end it somewhere. See ya.